How's it going, everybody? Welcome back to New Mexico State men's basketball news. I'm Marshall, and it is 4th of July. So happy 4th of July. I know it's late because this video isn't going out on 4th of July. You guys might hear some fireworks on the back, but hopefully it's not too much. It's not too dark yet, so that's why I'm going to make this video right here. Talking about some of the players that the Aggies have offered out of the class 2025, some big men. And Toure, I think that's how you say his last name. And then Marcus Jackson, and shout out to Marcus. He actually followed the Instagram account. And I followed him on the Twitter, kind of hasn't followed me back on that one, but he knows us. He knows the Instagram and Twitter social media accounts. That's cool. Maybe he has a chance to see this video eventually, or maybe he'll see the videos, see the YouTube channel, and recommend to his family to watch the videos and watch this one because he's going to be in it. One quick thing before we do get into the video, I know I'm wearing a Blazer shirt, not an Aggie shirt for the video today. I'm a big Blazer fan and Aggie fan. I'm actually originally from Portland, Oregon, for those that don't know. My family have moved around a lot. My dad's a Border Patrol agent, so he's been stationed many places that he's put in for and wanted to be at. We ended up in Artesia, New Mexico, and then that's why I go to Mexico State because of the in-state tuition and all that. And it was the best decision possible, I feel like, for myself. Money-wise, actually, it wasn't. I mean, it's expensive, don't get me wrong, but not as expensive as it could have been for other schools. But, that's why I'm wearing this, because I'm from Portland, big Blazer fan. Most videos I will wear Aggie gear, especially when I get back to Cruces and I have all my shirts down there and all that. Like I said, I have a little bit here, but I won't be wearing it every single video, but for the majority of them I will. Another thing I do want to say too is I know I talked about making that little intro video. Still gotta try to get that situated. Hopefully I can get it done soon, but no guarantees. But stay tuned for that. And let's get right into the video. So let's start off with, I don't even know how you pronounce his first name. This is A-L-Y, so I think it's Ali or something like that, even though it typically be with an I. But we'll just roll with Ali for the video. If that's wrong, I'm sorry. But we'll just do it for the video. He's a 6'9" power forward out of Utah Prep. Pretty good program. He's played for some club teams. He's a really great player. I wasn't able to see too many highlights on him. I was able to see a lot more on Marcus. I wasn't able to find any stats for both of them, but they both play for great programs. Marcus is a great player out of Arizona Compass Prep, I think is how you say it. They produce many great players. This is a great program in general. They play against top level teams, and he's a top player on that team. He's a 6'8" center. So two big men out of the class of 2025 that Coach Hooten is looking at. No guarantees that they'll come here. I know Marcus got an offer, or no, I think it was Ali. He got an offer from Sam Houston State, Coach Hooten's old school that he coached at, and a couple other schools as well. And Marcus Jackson also got a couple offers from other schools, and maybe Marcus was the one that got an offer from Sam Houston State as well. I can't remember. One of them got an offer from Sam Houston State, and that caught my attention and caught my eye because Coach Hooten used to be there. But hopefully they can come and get coached by Coach Hooten, because I think Coach Hooten is a great coach. And later down the years, I think he has a chance to be one of, if not the best coach in Conference USA, and win Conference USA Coach of the Year, as long as the Aggies do their thing and start getting back on track with winning and being successful and having multiple 20 to 25 win seasons. It's hard to talk a whole lot about these guys because, again, I wasn't able to find too much information on them. Again, they're still in high school, so not too much yet. But assuming, let's say they do commit to NMSU, they'll be with us my senior year, the 25 to 26 season. They'll be freshmen. Hopefully they can, stay in the program long term if they do decide to commit to NMSU. So can't wait to get those guys here if they decide to come here. It's weird saying here because I'm actually up in Washington, but you guys know what I mean. I mean in Cruces, New Mexico State. I was able to watch a little bit of highlights from Marcus Jackson, and he just looked like he's really great in the post. A paint beast, can finish at the rim well, has a good touch. Didn't see a whole lot of shooting, but again, he can control the paint well. He's a 6'8" center, so I don't expect him to be a big-time shooter, but maybe he can step into that role. He's got a good frame. Can't wait to see how he does. In college basketball anywhere, honestly. I mean, even if he's not with the Aggies, I'm sure I'll hear about him. I'm sure he'll do great things in college anywhere he's at, and I'll keep up with him. Really athletic, works hard, has pretty good defense, and those are guys that Coach Hooten wants. So I feel like he fit the program well. And it'd be good just to, start getting more of those guys from that class, so we can add more guys to the roster, because after this year, we'll probably lose about 6 to 7 guys. It's just kind of how college basketball is nowadays. You lose guys to the transfer portal, unfortunately, and then you also lose guys with, when they have no more years of eligibility. And then this will probably be the last year where COVID plays a role in that. Because after this, everyone that will be in, college at the point will have been done, like they wouldn't have played during COVID or anything like that, or whenever the pandemic was really affecting college basketball. So all those years of eligibility gain, all those 6-year players would be done. It'll just be back to 5-year players, because of redshirt years, there's 4-year players. So it'll all be back to normal in that standard. Marcus plays for a club team, or at least used to. I'm not sure if he still does, for Team Thrill. Then Ali played for Utah Mountain Stars, another club team. So they've had some great experience playing for multiple teams. So that's great for them. Again, kind of hard to talk a whole lot about those guys because I don't know a whole lot about them. Again, I was able to find some highlights, but couldn't really find a whole lot of stats. But it's just great to know that there's other players, that will be graduating this year from high school that are already being looked at by New Mexico State. I remember when I did that interview with Coach Hooten. I know I talked about that here and there, but I think it applies well to this video as well as other videos as well, where he was talking about that he was already looking at players from the class of 2024 and 25. And these seem to be some of the guys, because there were some guys that had graduated this year that were committed to NMSU a couple years back, but then all the hazing happened and then they, decommitted, went somewhere else. Dylan Chavez actually went to UNM. And then I think we had a guy, what was his name? We had some other guy, I can't remember his name. He was a solid dude though. Was his last name like Lowell or something? I cannot remember, but he plays at some school in California. Can't remember where. But it'll be good to get some more guys back. Figure I'll mention some other updates that regard NMSU in a way, so this video can be a little bit longer and you guys get to, learn a little bit more, get more updates. Kennesaw State is now officially a part of Conference USA, so that'll add some more games to our schedule, play against them on the road and at home for conference play as well. And then Tarleton State, I've heard that there's been some people that would like to see Tarleton State in Conference USA. I've seen some talk on Twitter. That's Coach Hooten's alma mater where he played at. So that'd be really cool to have them in the conference, and that'd be about 20 conference games, give us more home games. Can you imagine 10 conference home games? That'd be awesome. Side note, Coach Hooten also did play at the community college before he played at Tarleton State. He also played baseball too, so fun fact. Tarleton State's a great school out of Texas, and then Coach Hooten, growing up in Texas, was a home state guy, I guess you could say. But he did say that New Mexico is very similar to Texas, and I would agree with him on that because I lived in Corpus Christi and El Paso. Some similarities to El Paso since it's right there, but I'm always going to root for Las Cruces and say that it's better. One other thing I wanted to add into this video before I close it out is that former Aggie Anthony Roy, who was a member of the 2022-23 team, again the hazing year, he was part of that team, and he has found a new home at the University of Wisconsin-Green Bay, who compete in the Horizon League. Some Ohio teams in there. Great conference overall. Wisconsin's a great place to play basketball. You guys know the Milwaukee Bucks are there, obviously, for the NBA. My boy Damian Lillard, you miss him in Portland. But hopefully Roy can do good things over there. He played at Langston University last year, which is a NAIA program, and he actually led them to the NAIA National Championship game where he had about 17 points, I think, averaged about 18 points in the year. They did unfortunately lose that game, but they had a record of like 35-2, 35-3 or something. They were really good, really dominant. The best team in NAIA basketball, except for the team they played to and lost to. Can't remember who it was, but I made a post about it on my social media accounts. Again, go follow the social media accounts if you haven't already at NM State MBB News to keep up with all these news and updates, because everything I'm talking about in this video, Kennesaw State joining Conference USA, Anthony Roy finding a new home, and Marcus Jackson and Ali Toure being offered by New Mexico State. I posted all those. So everything you guys see in these videos, I make posts about them on my social media accounts, so you guys could always see those before I actually upload the videos on them. So that'd be really great for you guys to go do, and I'd really appreciate it. Roy averaged about 10 points and 3 rebounds for us that season. I came off the bench, was a 6-man, should have been starting, but every time we needed a bucket, we went to him. I had a good friend on the team named Ethan Anderson, and he told me that whenever they needed a bucket, they went to Anthony. Realistically, like I said, should have probably been starting, but came off the bench. He was, in some trouble off the court, was even involved in that Mike Peake incident in a little bit. But Aggie fans, he wasn't, even though what he did was wrong, he didn't do stuff nearly as bad as some of the other players on that team did. Aggie fans still do support him, from what I know, and I still support him and what he's doing on the court and all that. And he was arguably our best player that year. There were some other guys on the team that were pretty solid too, but he was one of our more skilled guys for sure. Reminds me of Femi a little bit when it comes to skill. Anthony's got more of the shooting, but Femi's got more of the fancy finishing and all that. Another little fun fact I'm going to throw in, I'm not sure what schools Roy's all played for, obviously New Mexico State and then Langston University, and then now at University of Wisconsin-Green Bay. He was also at a junior college the year before. He was at NMSU. I can't remember if it was Utah, California. It might have not been one of those two. A pretty good program. I remember him averaging about 23 points per game there when I was looking into him before the season started, because I wanted to know what our guys were looking like and how they were doing. He was also at another D1 school prior to playing at the junior college level. I think he only averaged about 4 points a game. Can't remember what school it was. But he's been at a different school every year. He's played for 5 different schools in his 5 different years of college basketball. Again, has the COVID year. And that his freshman year was the COVID year. So even if he wanted to redshirt, it's still kind of the same. So he has 5 years, this will be his last year of college basketball. Unless he somehow, maybe it's an injury or just doesn't play for whatever reason. Like a waiver doesn't get cleared, whatever maybe, I guess he'll have another year. But I highly doubt that. I'm sure he'll be able to play quick and just fine. I'm sure he'll have a great impact on the team like he did with the Aggies and every other team he's been on. So he's been at 5 different schools. He started off at Division I, then went down to JUCO, then back to Division I, then to NAIA, then Division I again, which NAIA isn't bad at all. There's a lot of great players that come out of that. Some people argue that NAIA is actually more competitive than Division II or Division III basketball sometimes. And there's a lot of great junior college teams that could probably honestly beat some pretty bad D1 teams. The reason being is because there's a lot of guys at the junior college level that want to make the leap to Division I or Division II basketball, get a scholarship, and play high major. And we see that in the Last Chance U documentary featuring KJ Allen, who had made some videos on. So if you guys haven't seen that documentary, there's two seasons of it, both really great seasons. I suggest you guys go check those out on Netflix. I know I've mentioned that documentary in a lot of my videos, but I do really like it, and I really hope that you guys like this video, and I'm out.